Have you ever fought someone in Fortnite and been like, what the f is this guy doing? That is precisely what I am going to be teaching you today. From the builds, edits, to even the mindset you must have to achieve this level of unpredictability. You might think, why is this even necessary? Well, because unpredictability is a type of skill that can't really be measured and thus is quite underrated. Unpredictable players who might be worse than you in other parts of their mechanics still manage to beat you. This has happened to every one of us. To start off, you need to have unpredictable movement, the biggest giveaway for your opponent to get an edge on you. Most players in Fortnite think in only a single way. They do the same movement every time they approach a box and then end up getting punished for it. Instead, it's better to never repeat the same movement twice in a row. Never pickaxe swing twice in a row. Never spray your AR for more than 3 seconds burst, because that gives the opponent time to settle down and backfire. Always break your movement patterns. Unexpected crouching, unexpected short slides, and baiting are all great movement pivots. Another really underrated mechanic is mantling. The amount of times you can catch your enemy off guard by not mantling a lot in a fight, and then suddenly mantling is amazing. If you keep mantling from the start of the fight, he expects it. But if you do it in the midst of a battle when you haven't done it before, then the enemy doesn't expect it. The main goal is to have constant breakage of your opponent's muscle memory. Always think, how can I move that the enemy just wants to quit the game? Another great bait is making a peanut butter edit and crouching for more than normal, and then resetting the wall. This usually gets the enemy to shoot at the wall, which then causes them to have a slight shooting delay, which you could abuse. Secondly, building is yet another really important aspect for playing unpredictable. This is probably the most predictable aspect of each Fortnite player. This is due to the amount of players that just search up Fortnite retake tutorials and just engrave them in their muscle memory, but at the same time have no idea in what situations they even are good for. Always remember to play reactive to your enemy's movements and placements rather than proactive, meaning having a predetermined set of moves that you make. If you truly give it a thought, you are closer to being a bot if you make predetermined moves all of the time. Begin reactionary and unpredictable, or creative is what makes you human. And this human side is what gives you the unpredictability that you will need in your builds. One viable tactic is one I like to call playing like a rat. This is the play style in which you make the enemy chase you all around your builds in the hope of trapping them in your builds, or rather finding an opening in the enemy's mechanics. This works because most players leave the most openings whenever they are stressed from the other player's gameplay. Instead of taking someone's wall directly, try to take it from below. The floor, of course, this uneasiness will definitely cause most players to leave an opening. Another thing I do is randomly sit in my cone whenever I find the enemy is 2 or 3 seconds away from me. This 90% of the times ends up giving me a free shot on the enemy, or some of the time gives me the chance to completely eliminate the enemy. Speed variability is also a great unpredictability metric. Starting with slower edits and then switching to faster edits can throw off your opponents. Thirdly, the most important aspect of unpredictability is confidence. Whenever you are about to or make a weird or unpredictable play, you might panic, not being confident enough in the play, which in turn messes up the whole point of making that play. Instead of the enemy being confused, you confuse yourself. Okay, I know at least one of you might comment, to confuse the enemy, you must confuse yourself. But you know what? I don't buy it. I say, to confuse the enemy, you must make a confusing play that doesn't seem confusing to you because you are confident in it working. Because, well, I guess that doesn't sound good. Anyways, being committed to every play you make, no matter how weird, allows for you to come out of the weirdest situations. Trust me, confidence is like 90% of execution in these type of plays. If this video gave you any value, then subscribe and check out my Fortnite maps.